I built a Ranger 30 replica from a BMJR kit and converted it to electric power. In the rear you see the one built by Paul Bradley with the Cox Pee-wee. He gave me this model because he was having trouble getting the engine to run, and I did as well. I only have one flight on it. Here you see the one I am building. It's got the BMK E36 timer, and there's a servo so that I have RDT. This is the description on the BMJR website, and there's also an electric RC version listed too. These are the plans from the original Carl Goldberg Ranger 30 kit. On the BMJR kit, you get an instruction booklet that shows the steps very well. Here you see the glow-powered version flying. It made a nice climb, but when the engine quit, for whatever reason, it went into a spiral dive. So I'm going to have to work with this some more. Now, the reason I want a plane like this is because I fly it in rough fields, small fields, and off of a frozen lake. Here you see my BMJR sniffer, which is also electric power, that landed in a very rough field. And here you see the sniffer flying on a small field with very limited motor run. And here you see the sniffer flying off of a frozen lake, which of course could be really hard if you were to crash on that too. So for these situations, I like to fly a small model and not one that I really care a great deal about. Originally, I used the E-Flight Park Flyer motor, and that works pretty well, but it didn't seem to be all that durable, and the shaft would bend pretty easy. So these are the components I used in my electric version of the Ranger, based on what I had used on the sniffer that seemed to work well. The BMK timer is like really lightweight, only like 1 gram. The servo I used, I think, weighs like 4 grams, and there's lighter ones, but this one was cheap at $10. And the BMK B2, that's their longer range transmitter for RDT. Here you see the BMK E36 timer, and it's RDT also. You do have to solder the pins in. Here you see the construction of the Ranger, and it's all sheet balsa, and the bulkheads, they interlock into the fuselage, and it all goes together pretty fast. The wing is sheet balsa that has a couple ribs in it to give it a curve. I put in more fiberglass in the center than called for in the plans. When I eventually finish the model, I'm going to do a very light finish of clear nitrate and then some color Design Master paint. When I mentioned the Ranger 30, it seems like a lot of people that built them without the dethermalizer had their plane fly away, and I want to avoid that. So far, without finish, the electric one weighs 125 grams, and the glow one was 118. So far, I've just flown it off a small field where I did some hand glides, and then some 3-second power flights, and then I increased it to 5 seconds. I had to add some weight to the tail. I'm going to move the battery back so I can avoid that, and I'm going to try some longer flights real soon, and when I get it dialed in, then I'm going to put the finish on. So I plan to do another video and show it making the longer flights and tell about changes I've made.